What comes to mind when you think of an elephant? Probably a massive, majestic giant, right? And a bird. Something much, much smaller. For as long as we can remember, that's been the rule. Elephants are big, birds are small. But what if I told you there was a time and a place where this rule was completely flipped on its head? A land where birds literally outgrew elephants. This incredible story takes us to the ancient islands of Sicily and Malta off the coast of Italy. It all started with Palaeoloxodon aenaticus, one of the largest elephants to ever walk the earth, roaming across Europe. Around 500,000 years ago, a group of these giants found themselves stranded on these islands as sea levels rose. Surrounded by limited food and with no predators to worry about, a strange thing happened. They started to shrink. Generation after generation, they got smaller and smaller. A phenomenon called insular dwarfism. This led to the birth of Palaeoloxodon falconeri, the smallest elephant that ever lived. How small, you ask? A fully grown male stood just 3 feet tall at the shoulder, about the size of a large dog, and weighed as much as a pig. The females were even tinier, lighter than a modern baby elephant. But while the elephants were shrinking, something else on the island was growing. Without predators, many smaller animals were free to become giants. There were huge owls, massive tortoises, and a dormouse the size of a cat. But the true king of the island was a swan, Cygnus falconeri. This wasn't just any swan. It was the largest swan to ever exist. Stretched out, it was 7 feet long with a wingspan of nearly 10 feet. So you had these tiny, pig-sized elephants sharing an island with colossal, flightless swans that were taller and longer than they were. The swan could reach higher vegetation, but they both likely competed for food on the ground. Can you imagine seeing a swan tower over an elephant? It's a scene straight out of a fantasy novel. The dwarf elephants were also surprisingly nimble, walking on their toes to navigate the steep, rocky terrain of the islands. So what happened to this bizarre duo? Sadly, their predator-free paradise didn't last. Around 200,000 years ago, sea levels dropped again, and new animals from the mainland arrived. This time, they brought company, lions, wolves, and cave hyenas. The tiny elephants and giant swans were suddenly faced with deadly predators they had never known. This, combined with new, larger herbivores competing for food and increased volcanic activity, spelled the end for our strange island residents. Even though they're gone, their story is a fascinating reminder of how weird and wonderful evolution can be. An island where birds were giants and elephants were dwarfs, a truly lost world. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this as amazing as I did, hit that like button, drop a comment with your thoughts, and subscribe for more incredible stories from our planet's past. See you next time.